It is easy to see why the city of Dayton, Ohio has the right stuff.
We consider Dayton to be the home of aviation. This is where the Wright brothers did the primary work to develop what we all enjoy today is the airplane. And my organization here, we fly an airplane that represents the 1911 Wright Model B airplane. And we take our members and we give them a ride in the airplane so they can experience what the Wright brothers felt in 1911.
But it actually was 1903 when most of us well-read history buffs remember Orville and Wilbur Wright and a little 59-second flight that took place near Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Just a few years before this famous flight, the Wright brothers still had not experienced the call to aviation and were puttering around with other things in Dayton, Ohio.
In the late 1800s, they first got interested in the printing business. They did that for a while. Then they got interested in the newest craze, the bicycle, and they owned a bicycle shop where they did repairs, and they also built their own version of bicycles. And in the late 1800s, Wilbur was actually the first one who got interested in aviation. And at that time in the world, there were a lot of people out that realized that flight might be possible and were making experiments. And the Wrights thought that they could do that as well.
The one thing that separated the Wright flying machine from the rest of the unsuccessful pack was the invention of the three-axis control, which allowed a pilot to steer the aircraft efficiently and maintain equilibrium.
What the Wright brothers did that no other team did or no other person did was they understood that controlling the airplane was the real hard part.
Even though the Kitty Hawk plane flew, they were far from satisfied.
Their airplane flew and it was controllable, but it still wasn't what they considered to be a practical airplane. So they came back to Dayton area where they lived, and between 1903 and 1905, they refined their design, they got a better engine, and they flew their 1905 airplane right here on Huffman Prairie, which is in Dayton. And that 1905 airplane was the first airplane that they felt was really a practical airplane.
Eventually they improved the craft to the point where they could market and sell these flying machines. By 1911, the Model B was ready, and it had a very interested customer.
The United States government eventually bought the Model B airplane, used it for reconnaissance, and it was actually the first airplane where they dropped a bomb from it, so it was really the first practical airplane that people could buy. And they had enthusiasts who would buy their airplane, they would teach them how to fly it, and all over the country they were flying these airplanes.
About 150 of these Model Bs were built and sold, and the world was forever changed thanks to the two bike builders from Dayton, Ohio.
Life to the Max is brought to you by Life Touch, photography for a lifetime.